The Kobone language of Papua New Guinea only has 90 verbs, and you'll never guess what one of them is. English speakers regularly use like 500 to 600 verbs, so Kobone only having 90 means that a lot of English verbs get mapped onto the same Kobone verb. For instance, they have one single verb for seeing, hearing, thinking, smelling, and tasting. But there's one Kobone verb which no English words map onto, and that's because it's a verb specifically for calling a pig. So this raises two questions. First of all, how do they get along with so few verbs with such broad meanings? And then why is one of those verbs literally for just calling a pig? Well, to answer the first question, let's think about what seeing, hearing, and tasting all have in common. They're all forms of perceiving, right? And if I say something like, I perceive the sound of the river, you know I'm perceiving it with these and not these. So Kobone makes up for the lack of information in the verb by adding extra information to the object noun phrase. So I could perceive the sound of something, I could perceive the color of something, I could perceive the flavor of something. So it's the same verb, but you know it's a different form of perception based on the noun phrase. And these kinds of compound constructions are a lot more common in Kobone rather than just putting it all into the verb. Okay, but now the more pressing question. Why is one of their 90 or so verbs specifically for calling a pig? Well, the answer is similar to the answer to the question, why does English have a specific verb for Googling something? Like, we have an entire verb that's pretty common specifically for interacting with the website google.com to learn more information about something. Just like Googling is a pretty common and important thing in the daily lives of a lot of English speakers, calling a pig is really important to Kobone speakers. In traditional Highland societies in Papua New Guinea, pigs are the essential unit of wealth and status. They're used as compensation in a lot of ceremonies, and they're a regular part of people's daily lives. I think this language is a really good reminder that languages aren't just like a general, universal tool for understanding and communicating about the world. Languages respond to the values of their speakers. And if one community really values interacting with this one specific website, but then another community really values interacting with pigs, then the languages are going to evolve differently.